And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in our self-imposed challenge, People, What People, where we sort of min-rolled the planetary population on this map on a outpost, low resources map. And part of it being low resources actually means one of the things we're weirdly struggling with is water. On a map that, yes, has forests. So this is a map that normally I would imagine would have water. We have physical access to an ocean. The ocean's not viable for making water from, apparently, so we have a water issue. But otherwise, this is maybe a bit of a slow start. We're 50-something, or 28 turns in. We're 28 turns in, and we have one city. Granted, everyone has one city. That's all the cities. There's six majors here. There's 6 cities. This is the largest size this planet goes to. There's only 6 cities. So there's a lot of empty space here. So a lot of this game is really going to be about trying to take and hold empty space. Unless someone gets real lucky and pulls like a cloning facility or something from a random ruin. Which isn't likely to happen because with such a small amount of people, there isn't very many ruins. And you can kind of see the water's pretty low. There's a little bit of snow here that could technically be mined. And we could... Don't think the planet's going to be cold enough that if we run to the poles, I don't think the poles are going to be frozen. So the water will be a bit strained here. I think near the end of the last one we did start recruiting population again. I think we are pretty... I usually stop at the end of a turn, so I should just be good to hit end turn here. We're just checking a few things before we get started. If we need more leaders, we could do junior. At some point we'll want the GR coding. We gotta get the points to do it. We got you guys presumably in the middle of moving. Okay. So let's go ahead and cycle the turn and see how things advance. So right now the plan is to buy about 200 water per turn to offset the water consumption of the farm, because the farm feeds the army. Simple enough. And for the moment, the army is small enough that we can get away with a level 1 farm, so we only need 200 water. Otherwise, we're going to be trying to rapidly tech up. We are on slow game speed, so teching is not necessarily going to be easy. Weirdly, well, granted, it's a low resource planet, so the resources are low. We lost under infantry. Okay. 2 decisions. So most of our mines are pretty small in quality. Quality 4. And I think the civilian minus civilian petrol is level 3. So we're not necessarily going to get much resources from these locations per se. Oh, interesting. It's a low mountain. What are you? Okay, they're the... Those guys. Can I cut them off? I can cut them off. Let's attack them with the armored vehicles. And we didn't manage to morale break them. They'll probably break out. We got replacements there. Let's queue up a replacement. Oh, and of course they go ahead and cut my road off there. Okay. We're not going to try to hold the that position with that. All possible things. That sounds like a good way to cause some problems. For those of you who can't recognize that at a glance, GR stands for Galactic Republic. Hello, Razor. Yeah, this is a radioactive nuclear-tipped missile launcher. Yeah. Sadly, we get 1 shot with it. So we probably don't really want to use green beers. Okay. For anything, really. And this is a mountain range in the way. So I do need the road to go through where that hex is. Annoyingly. What's the odds of I just ever gonna attack it? Okay, so it's apparently not a particularly scary local wildlife, as it does kill some units straight up, yep. Okay, force it off the road that way. What we're going to try to do is get the road down here and hold on this objective, which is an objective. Get those guys down, you can hold that. Hex perk. Do I need more replacements? I do need replacements after that fight. Do I want to raise another light infantry? Let's hold off for the moment. Decisions. New organization. I am very, very, very tempted to get a new organization. At the same time, new organizations mean diluting the bureaucracy points away from other ones. So for the moment, I'm going to hold off. Right? We haven't met anyone, so we don't need the Foreign Affairs Council. We haven't really done enough teching to warrant the Applied Science Council. We don't have the resources to support an Air Force. So that's 3 of the 6 choices just eliminated right there. Tax-wise, I think that's the Interior Council. Tax-wise, we could do with more taxes. Like, we don't have an income tax, we don't have a sales tax. I'm not gonna rush to the Interior Service, because, yeah, we were doing all right? We could do with better, but we were doing all right. Staff Council, we don't have the ability to build the troops to really support that. Really, that's going to give us orders of battle, which we'll want better ones in the moment at some point. But again, we don't really have the capacity to build them. In fact, we've only built 1 order of battle unit. At some point, I'll probably try to pull all the independence units in and start disassembling them, reassembling them to get proper combat units out of them. But for the moment, we've only got 1. Secret Service is also tempting, but for the moment, we're just going to pass on everything.
Copy that.
Because otherwise you're going to dilute the bureaucratic points, and I don't think that's a good idea right now. Sniper. We are going mind, non-enforcement, so we'll do mind. So that makes it pretty easy from the decision standpoint. Okay, we chase them off the road, so we want to set the road up, and we want to probably run this to safety. Probably run this up here. So if someone tries to attack the capital, they get nuked. Then we want to buy 200 water. Which, the more we do this, the more expensive it's going to get. So this is a sort of a temporary solution to a long-term problem. Though I might have got lucky and have more metal than other people, because the metal prices are pretty decent. I'm not going to sell 200. I'll sell 100. The rare earth metals.
Roger that.
Yeah. So tech-wise, there are a couple techs we want. This is a low resource one, so metal soil filtration for metal would be nice. Deep core mining or synthetic for fuel would be nice. All of those techs are at least 9 techs into the tree. You could do them as your 9th tech. You probably don't do them as your 9th tech. Serpentization turns water into power. We are going to want more power, but water is a problem. Notably for water, we have water purification. So if we have a body of water, we can use water purification to make water out of it. We do have access to a body of water. It's maybe a little far away from the main city, so we'd probably have to do a colony for that. And then there is water soil composition. This is probably actually what we will do for some water. It allows us to make water in the city from the rocks that the city's on, basically. And then, yeah, so I could build some more independent units. I'm not sure how well the logistics will handle that. One thing we're hoping to pick up real soon is sealed roads. So I'm going to save up on the industry for the moment to get those roads going. Or I will be forced to upgrade the organic furnace so we have power. I'm looking at the power deficit and realized what that might have been from. So, organic furnace, you're getting upgraded. We have all the bits for that. It's just time and workers. Okay. We'll cycle the turn. Got some wildlife on the loose. Killed 100 infantry. Okay. One decision. Not too bad. There are sealed roads. The decision is going to be what do I do after the sealed roads? And it's presenting barracks or physical storage. I will start on barracks. We're not worried about physical storage anytime soon. We'll start on barracks. What's the balance I got going on the Eco Council? Balanced. I have it balanced in the Eco Council. Okay, so we're going to call you up. We're going to change your priorities. As much as I'm willing to research the barracks, because we'll want it eventually, it's not the priority. So we're going to do 545. This allows our guy to do all 4 rolls, but prioritizes towards discovery. There's maybe an argument I should drop prospecting. In fact, I've convinced myself I'm going to drop prospecting. I'm not, at this point, really looking for anything prospecting-wise. Because the thing we're really lacking is water. Well, in bullets. Guys are shooting bullets. But that's a tech. That's a tech we have to discover. Buy 200 water.
Roger that.
Build like 350 bullets.
Roger that.
Get you involved in this attack. Let's do that. Clear this gap and move the armored units off. We lost one of the armored units. There we go. Okay. Re-establish the corridor around our logistical hub, or no, our logistical hub, yes. Around our important asset there. We'll push down to the south this way. Go 72 there. That should leave us enough industry to finish the organic furnace, which should turn it back on, which should turn the power back on, so that we won't run out of power. Yeah, that's enough industry, that's enough metal. Yeah, the metal's going down, but that's one thing we've got going for us, is we've got a metal supply. It's not a fast metal supply. It's giving us 75 metal a turn. Our building is costing 75. That's what's going on there. That's why we're negative metal. And then bullets and such. Okay, so this is otherwise fine. That should get supplied to these guys. I'm going to want to save up infrastructure so I can seal the road, especially this big long road down to here. At some point, I think I want to probably use a city here-ish to do like water purification off of the ocean, but for the moment, this is fine. We need to replenish our combat losses. We lost 1 infantry and a buggy. Troops otherwise stable. We'll go through our cards. We probably didn't get any super useful cards to do a prospecting. I don't think there's anything to prospect, which is one of the reasons. As long as I got a prospecting card, if we come to prospecting and see there is something to prospect, sure, there's some water spots, we can use the prospecting card. Is what we're going to do.
Roger that.
We found water. Where is the water? All the way up there. That is an argument to extend northward, because that would solve the big last bugbear in the room, which is where we're getting our water from. One water mine would be plenty. Granted, this is at 600. Mining ease 3 is 30%, so we get 30% of 600, so we'd get 3 times 100? Or 3 times 6? Well, 30 times 6. 180. So we'd actually, with level 1 ice mining facility, be a little short on the water before other modifiers. And that's probably actually close enough. That definitely would be really good for the water. Of course, that means we need to secure a road up to here. Secure... I think for danger, it's 3 around the hex, so we'd have to do something around there. That's not too hard to do. That's something we will probably plan on doing as troops become available, so we'll start to push up that way. We'll probably pull back from here once we've got this demand done. Because we have a demand to hold that hex for 3 turns. Let's cycle a turn and move towards that goal. Hopefully a boring end turn. We may see some of the non-aligned forces move around. I think we got a large enough pick it up and we're not worried about the slavers. We killed 500 infantry, lost 500 infantry. Okay, so that was not a great turn for us. We like democracy. We're less positive on heart. If the game decides I'm going heart, I wouldn't complain. I frequently don't go heart because it's often hard to maintain heart. But yeah, we'll take that decision. That's fine. That was the only decision, so that actually kept it fairly simple. I don't think internet sites need peripheral mining yet. No. These guys were the ones poked. Let's pull back into the green supplies. Our guys can supply. Because obviously deploying 500 guys worth of troops is not trivial. Why do I not take the GR card? Was it not the one for instant personal or instant better personal armor? Which one? You're talking about this card? Because this is armor penetration, I believe. And the reason I'm not taking this one is it costs 3 fate points instead of 1. The reason I don't have fate points to take this one, honestly, though, is because I took one of the earlier ones, which was... we can see it in the tech. GR texting down here. I took shell cameras. So shell cameras gives you 1 recon per range attack, which is really nice if you're running things like artillery, or even just fighting. As long as you're fighting, that's going to help you with reconnaissance. That's going to get your guys figuring out where the enemy is quicker, so that you can benefit from it faster. Okay, so we're in yellow down there. Okay, there's a guy there. Okay. Spigots are holding. Put the machine gun back on top there so I know what the usable unit is. And then, yeah, I don't think we got anything we want to do zone-wise. Could pass out Medals of Merit. But I think everyone that I would want to pass one out to, like this guy, has one already. Yeah. Or forget, let's buy that water. So 200 water.
Roger that.
No problem, Twitch. You're welcome. But yeah, explaining those cards is don't have a problem explaining why I do things when it comes to the cards often. So if you've got a question just like Twitch did, which is like, why aren't you doing a thing? Always feel free to ask those questions, whether you're watching it on Twitch or YouTube. I'm open to answering them. The answer might not always be as direct as that. Sometimes I just don't do things because I just don't do things, to be fair. Or because I haven't noticed the things there. There's been a couple times where like, oh, the obvious thing to do is in my pocket and I'm not using it. I do want to do road sealing. Let's do a little bit of road sealing. Sealed road, there you basically get the refund on the road, the dirt road, for building the sealed road. So seal that much of the road. That'll help with action points coming down here. I could have let up legal power, but that's because I've been conservative with it, I think.
Roger that.
Okay, let's cycle the turn. Okay, we killed some infantry without taking anything, that's good. Got 2 decisions. Anima Priest, okay. We're gonna leave that balance.
Copy that.
We are going democracy, so we'll pay some money to not have the strike being an issue. It's tempting to attack into the hills, that's a bad idea. We're off having them attack us. Let's see, can we clear that wildlife out? Yes, it does appear we can.
All clear, sir.
Okay, so the organic furnace burning again, we're running power positive. In theory, that's actually providing us more power than I probably need. Now that's upgraded, but oh, this is buy. I want to buy 200 water.
Roger that.
And then we'll sell 100 metal.
Roger that.
Let's extend this road 1 hex down, and then we'll go back over to sealing the road. Gotta look at put this guy in green supply. It might only seal up to here. This is probably where we'll put the colony for the rare metal if we go that way. You know, we're every 3 of these is like saving us another hex in distance. So if I build, well, like 5 more, this will be at 100. We want to improve the ability to get supply down here. Buy a little bit of bullets.
Roger that.
And we didn't really have any casualties that turn. No. So next turn, if we don't take any casualties over the end turn, I'll probably put out a couple more independents, and we'll start trying to push out to that hex. Which is supposed to probably be extending the dirt road. Not much to be... Well, I'm looking out on these end turns, but there's not much that I'm super worried about, per se. It looks like the animal wandered deeper into the mountains, which is good and bad. Kept our promise to our subjects, so now I don't need to hold the thing anymore. Motorbike infantry, that's an option. And one of our advisors has retired. And yeah, we're in supply down there. Elite school network grows. We'll do nothing, gain commerce.
Copy that.
Theo ask us to participate. We'll stress the need for more research, so more mind. You want a target seed hit 31. I'm going democracy. Like, no. No.
Roger that.
So this is going to piss off that, because this faction has decided to align with the democracy, that's going to piss the faction off. It's just what we're going to have to live with. I could develop the motorbike infantry. I'm going to hold off for the moment. Yeah. What we're trying to probably with them is discover armor, as in light armor, light tanks, artillery. We're having them in the discovery phase. I want them to find the type. I want to find the types that are available. So we want to know about artillery. We want to know about bazookas. We want to know about light tanks. Want to know about APCs. I might start building some of that stuff once that's done. We're also trying to develop some techs, right? It would probably be nice to have the motorbike infantry rolling around and find envirosuits instead of, having them rolling around and find envirosuits. Okay, we got these guys on sort of vague picket duty. I'm gonna pull the bigger units back for northward expansion. Potentially also deal with the wildlife up the mountains here. We took the losses, so let's raise 2 independent light infantries. And then expend the road. Couple axes in that direction. This will allow me to expand the picket out a little bit here to keep the slavers from coming in, whereas the troops that I'm pulling up from the south, now that we're really only just trying to hold a picket to keep this point, to grab and set up the water mine. Trade by 200 water.
Roger that.
And then turn around and... I probably had enough... Yeah, we had enough recurrents and not need to do any more trade. We're going to still workshop up bullets, because we just had to equip new units and bullets.
That.
Let's spread these guys out so the picket's a little bit more stable on that flank. And then we should be good to go. If we don't have any cards we want to play. We will play the priest. A little bit hard to tell which guys I put the priest on.
Roger that.
We do improvised IP. Do I have anything else to prospect? I think the answer is no. Apparently I'm wrong. There is something out there. Go find it, please. Another oil deposit. Okay. Probably not a big oil deposit. I think that's it. Level 3, 5,000. Could be worse. Could be the rare metals mine, which is accessibility 2 with less than 1,000 in it. Oh, let's pick up a junior. I suspect we may have an empty position because the advisor died. Well, I hope you enjoy the stream. This is definitely one of the more interesting 4X games. At least one of the ones that I find more interesting. If for no other reason than sort of the sandboxy nature of it. Okay, armored vehicles get attacked. Don't think we saw any of the armored vehicles getting destroyed, so that's good. And yeah, the armored vehicles managed to kill 200 of the probably animals. Saying infantry, they're probably animals. Discovered hospital. Yeah, we'll probably want that. We probably actually want that more than the barracks. Propeller engine. It's not something we really care about. Yeah, can probably move you back to do some work north. You know, we could attack. We don't know what we're attacking, which is why the prediction's pretty bad. Asking for a subsidy. I really don't want to give you money, but I'll give you money because we're commerce. And yeah, we have an advisor appointment coming up. Okay, so we put the cap 3 with 12, or cap 1 with a 0. We're rolling over and not using the cap 2 with 6. So give you that job. Deliver data, so I can gain commerce over heart. Sure. Zone decision. Rogue doctor. Do nothing or closes facilities by force. Some people will think he poses a threat. We'll leave him for the moment. I don't see the need to get any enforcement in the mines so far. In theory, we should be able to clear him if we wanted him to go away.
Affirmative.
I think that's I think he's working on, like, mutants or something, so if you clear him, and fail, the mutants get released. So, if you're gonna go deal with him, make sure you are expected to succeed. It's probably a good way to think about it.
Roger that.
Okay, we'll buy some water, and then we do want some money because we've spent money. We'll sell 100 rare earth metals.
Roger that.
And the other credits are in a reasonable zone. Got another prospecting. I don't think we have anything to discover, though. I've been wrong the last couple times, yeah. Nothing to discover, so we don't need to do that. And I don't think I need the IP desperately enough that I want to spend up to 500 credits. Although it is up to 500 credits, so it probably won't be that much. Cycling the turn. Okay, Redshire, round 35. 2 decisions await us. Prime investment's good. This is really not a decision. We're just gonna accept it stays that way. Offer to buy slaves. So if we say no, this will piss off the neighbors. We say yes, we lose merit, which is fine. We gain commerce, which is fine. We gain some population. The big cost here is that it literally costs us. It costs money.
Roger that.
Quite at the point where we could defeat them. Though what I'm trying to maybe do here is if I can cut them off, we might attempt to take them anyway. Just so we don't have to deal with them anymore. And then we didn't take any combat losses, so I can go ahead and raise another formation of infantry. There we go. Peripheral mining, if any things were running low, and they're not really. Not yet. And we do have hiding on the second page, the private investment. We'll hit that.
Roger that.
Almost 3,000 more credits in the private sector. Mine 200 water.
Roger that.
That's one reason we want to take over that mine, so we can stop buying this water. We'll sell 100 metal to afford it.
Roger that.
Of course, the mountain, the water is on a mountain. Okay. Build the dirt road, and we don't have the infrastructure, or don't have the industry points for the last piece of road. Reminds me, is this actually? I forget if that's the case. Thank you. No, it does charge you for the road. Okay. I wasn't 100% sure if it charges you for the road when you hit construct a building, because it just does it for you. Cycling the turn. Watching all the regimes pass by. We have some of the wildlife trying to run past our stuff. We took losses. Took losses and killed nothing in exchange. It's maybe not great. Archaeology effort. We know that the places that we have don't have anything. So it's not even worth trying. Look for things. Get that.
We're taking fire.
And I lost some more stuff by walking into Hex. So these are Astra tetrapod, a 4-meter tall, well, it might be 4 meters in length, land-dwelling large herbivore. This is why we need better guns and better armor. Because these are all technically infantry. These would not have a great day fighting properly upgunned infantry. But our sort of game infantry is a little squishy. Again, we're going to do none here. I don't think we have the bureaucracy to support more stuff. And our city has grown large enough it can upgrade to the next city size. Nope, there isn't enough water to buy 200, so I'll buy all the water. Surprised that there's no metal available to traders, so presumably someone else is buying metal off the trader.
Roger that.
Okay. So it wandered back farther into the mountains. So kill it we will not be doing. Next turn we should save up enough industry that can put that road in, and then we'll be saving up just to build the mine itself. The mine is going to cost us 2 machines, so not trade. I'm going to workshop up some machines while we're thinking about it.
Roger that.
And then we probably want some bullets, because until we get the bullet factory,
Roger that.
bullets are workshop products. Those are marching north. I'm a little concerned about you, but you're, other than being a concern, that's not an issue. And the fact that I can't detect it here in the open suggests that's probably some sort of wildlife. So it may not wander forward. And we got archaeological effort this turn, which is a card if we ever find any more ruins we probably want, but for the moment we don't. Okay, one of the animals wandered a little closer. The R animal wandered out, that's good. No losses, no kills, we got 3 decisions. We got another priest, okay. Oops. Thanks for the subscription. I don't know if I actually have monetization turned on or not, so I don't know if that does anything, but if it does, thanks. Okay, so we've got them trapped up against the slaver territory here, so this is definitely a good time to come piling on in. Although, this is apparently expected not to be a great attack. We'll see how terribly this goes.
Requesting backup.
These are some tough marauders, okay. So that was a bad maneuver. Requires my attention, sure. I have attention to give. We are still going to be balanced on those. And yeah, we'll play this nice. That offsets a little bit of my picking territory off of them. We buy water if there's water to buy. Buy 340 this turn to make up for the fact that we weren't able to get enough last turn.
Roger that.
Then, of course, sell something to balance the budget. We got a lot of metal. We'll sell 200 metal.
Roger
And as you can see, it's not so much the buying that's going to get super expensive. It's that selling is going to get really cheap. We're not going to get a lot per sell. Anyway, we want a road to go there. And then next turn, we should have enough industry on hand to realistically not go negative while building this ice mine. Wind traps. I think that's affected by the moisture in the air, which is not necessarily a lot on this planet. Could have potentially done that instead of looking for the mine here, but I think in the long run will be better. We lost 400 infantry. So we'll get the replacements for the infantry that we lost. Those guys are moving north, that's fine. Other than securing this picket, probably dealing with whatever that monster is will be good. Cycle the turn again. And we're watching to see... Okay, so there's some active motion on the borders. I know in the mountain has been the, local buffalo. That may have been the buffalo coming back down again. We lost 100 infantry and didn't get any kills, so... Not the best of days for our troops, apparently. Corpse Scientist. We'll hold off on picking up that Corpse Scientist in case we can get a better one by delaying. No real decisions. Okay. Let's put a priest on different energy balance.
Roger that.
Okay. So Pickett is reasonably holding, maybe not as well as I'd like. We went through a lot of ammo apparently recently, so we'll build 430 ammo to replace the lost ammo.
Roger that.
We'll buy some water, again to keep that water stockpile stable.
Roger that.
And then swap over and sell off 100 rare earth this time.
Roger that.
And then, yeah, we should be in a position where we can start building this mine. Though we might be a little bit tight on the industry here.
Affirmative.
Okay, you pulled off, so that's good. So we can spread the picket back out again. If we end up with like 0 IP on the next turn, I'll do the improvised IP. So mostly, again, most of these interns, this is a big planet, so there's a lot going on in the interns that we just don't get to see. We're neighboring, well, we know of 2 territories. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. So that's probably wildlife wandering into a little close to our road there. 2 decisions. Ooh, Galactic Republic of raw missiles. Those will be nice. Where did those get discovered? There. Oh, yeah, that'll be nice.
We're under fire.
Found him.
Requesting backup.
Okay, so we want to stop them from cutting the road off to there. And we didn't run out of IP. Okay. Hidden village discovered. We can be autocratic and get 400 people immediately, or we can let them be, which is the democratic choice, which is the one we're going to go with because that's the profile we're landing with, which is give them the freedom to those that seek it. In exchange, they'll provide us with 200 colonists per turn, which means in 2+ turns we have more people if we pick the second option. So, pick the second option.
Affirmative.
I frequently, even in autocratic runs, I pick the second option on that one because the second option is just so much stronger. And then we've got the money. We'll calm people down with the money. And now we have a tank. So these guys are about to have a bad day.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, so we probably want to spread those guys out a little bit, form a bit more of a picket, but yeah, the armored units can now be freed up to do other stuff. Like maybe deal with the local wildlife here. Those turtles will have... Well, no turtles, so they're maybe less likely to have a bad day from tank coming after them, but... Okay, so we're starting to come together there. I've got the money on hand. I've got a desperate need for industrial power, so improvised IP. 632 IP will be delivered next turn.
Roger that.
A bunch of credits, that's good. For the Private queue. Prospecting. Any luck? There's something out there. Current governor is likely to hit it, so we'll give him the roll. Found radioactives, because the game has decided to give me all the resources at this point. Maybe not very good sources of all the resources, but they're all out there. Oh, I dread to imagine where the radioactives are. Because they're probably going to be in the border somewhere. Let's actually find what those radioactives are. We're probably not going to use them because I'm not going to use them anytime soon. There. They're there. Okay. We got a little bit lucky because we weren't able to deploy all the industry points. Apparently we were able to give enough that it didn't even make a roll for it, but frequently make a roll for delays if you can't give it everything. Okay, and I'm going to hold off getting water. I think we're going to be making enough water from the mine. I just need to keep the revenue, or keep the stockpile money high. So sell 100 metal off.
Roger that.
To account for the fact we did some improvised IP there. And then that's actually a pretty good turn. The finding of that tank and the water coming online will be good. Now, we've only got one unit of tanks, so you do have to be careful with them. They are a very valuable resource that RNG could decide to rob from us if we're not careful using. Stuff in losses, nor made kills. We have 3 decisions. Another prospecting push. Focus on research. Focus on... Well, actually... Yeah, focus on discovery. We really do want to find automatic rifle. The moment we find automatic rifle, it's going to be a 180. Really don't care about discovery. Really want to do research. Almost with padded and envirosuit at that balance.
Yes, sir.
Buff the corporation a bit. Oh, and I can distribute some more priests amongst things. Let's give the tank a priest.
Roger that.
Oh, actually, we can give the other Galactic Republic unit a priest as well. We had a delay. Mine did not quite complete. Everything was delivered. I think it's just the summation of the division delivering last turn. This will finish next turn. That's basically what will end up happening. What can I bring in to support? That's probably good enough.
Mission accomplished.
Ice mine will be good when it comes online. Oh, and we let these guys come into the road here. That's annoying.
We're taking fire.
Oh, they're there. We found the wildlife. Might want to bring the tank down and deal with those guys. Those guys are an issue. Solitary, cunning, territorial corroder. Okay, maybe don't bring the tank down here. Don't want to lose the tank, and that would be a good way to lose the tank. foot infantry for replacements. We lost them there, so we'd like to have them replaced. We are getting colonists. We'll probably save up the colonists for quite a bit. We are having to feed them, of course, which is a different problem. Thinking maybe putting a colony down here for mining the rare metal. Because we don't want to strain administrative strain the city too much. Doesn't have any strain yet. That's the one that sees the train on. There. See, we don't have any administrative strain yet, but if we have to do stuff far away from the city, we're going to get it pretty quickly. Or maybe the counterpoint is put a city down here. Maybe for water later on, but just to shove things onto. And now we have a lot of industry coming in from the zones. Interesting. So that's obviously the improvised IP coming in. Which roads do I want to see? We'll hold off a turn so we make sure the building finishes before I seal the roads. And we probably don't have any more peripheral mining. Or not peripheral, prospecting. Oh, no, there's something out there. Something out there.
Roger that.
And another metal deposit. Again, probably out in territory we've just secured. Now it's going to be harder to find because it's new. But it's going to look like all the other metal deposits. Although I can probably work out that one. No. That one? That one. Yeah, probably that one. Because we knew that one was there, and we're actively mining that one, so that's obviously not the old. That's the old one. Yeah. Let's give you an idea for people watching on YouTube what the victory state is. We're not in last. We're actually in second because we've been able to hold on to our people better than other people. And we've been reasonably expanding territorial-wise. Granted, as you can see, pretty much, I'm pretty sure if you're at home, pull the calculator, you'll see basically 100% of the population is in the 6 cities here. So this is all about not, recruiting your people to go to the army right now. So that is the state of our victory here. We're going to go through the end turn here, and this is where we're going to put the part break in for YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break to have a little bit of tea, stretch the legs. I think someone in Discord messaged me during the part here, so I'm going to take a quick look at that. And then we'll get right back to it, so it'll be a short break. And then we'll be getting to record in the next part, which if you're watching on YouTube will be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, will be in like the next couple minutes. So I'm not going to bring the stream down. I'm just going to mute the mic for a moment during the part break. And yeah, so we'll be picking up the beginning of round 41 in the next part. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.